Hello Aquarius and welcome to Serona Tarot. This is your September 2020 forecast for your zodiac sign, sun, moon and rising for Aquarius. Okay, cross watches are welcome. I'm just cleansing your space. Cross watches are welcome. Genders are interchangeable. I do shuffle on camera, so if it becomes a bit boring, just fast forward. If this does resonate with you, then that's great. It means that we are in tune, we are in sync. So please like, share, subscribe, comment below. I do like to read it, and it does help me out. A couple of things to bear in mind. On the 2nd of September, we have the full moon in Pisces. Okay, so that's going to be a time where everyone's going to be feeling a little bit sensitive around their perceptions about their environment, okay, around their surroundings, and it could make people feel quite insecure. So there's a lot of shifts and a lot of transitions happening in the world. On the flip side, it can make you feel quite creative and imaginative, so it would be best to channel those feelings and energies that way. But you are going to be feeling the energies around you with regards to shifting patterns and transitions around you in your environment, your immediate environment, and also globally as well. On the 17th of September, we have the new moon in Virgo, and this is all about cleaning up time. Okay, this is about cleaning up shop. This is about organizing. This is about getting things in structure and in order for yourself. So that means getting rid of things that no longer serve you, getting your place all sorted, your mindset all sorted. So that's near the end of the month. So just those sort of astrological energies just to be aware of. I'm just going to shift this ever so slightly. Okay, so I do start with a 20-second tuning in sound bowl. If you don't want to participate, just fast forward. Okay, so this is just for about 20 seconds to tune in with my energy. Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what September has in store for you. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so energies take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Right, we start off with Sacred Destiny to get the general flavor of the month of September for you. This is like the theme of the month, to see what is happening in the collective for Aquarius September 2020. Two. All right, we'll take those. Number one. Oh, we have abundance. So a lot of abundance, a lot of fertility, a lot of things coming to fruition and blossoming for you in the month of September. And then we have security. Okay, so security is definitely a highlighted feature, especially with that full moon on the 2nd of September. But the abundance will lead to a sense of security, but I feel like the security is also where you have been feeling a lack thereof, and you're finding more security in your sort of your spirit, your sense of spirit, your solar plexus chakra. You're sort of feeling connected to the divine. You are feeling connected and grounded at the same time. These are coming in because there has been an element of lack in that regard for you. So now's the time to really make the most of that energy that's coming through. I'll slip it like this, I think. Okay, we will see what numerology has to say for us. I'm just going to bring this back just a little bit. There we go. What does numerology have for Aquarius, September 2020? What does Aquarius need to know for their highest good, please? For September 2020. What do Aquarius need to know for their highest good? Whoop, too many. Try that again. For their highest good. Okay, we'll just take that first one that jumped out. Nothing will come of this situation. We did have more that wanted to jump. Let's just see if there's another that comes out. This suggests an ending of sorts and the realization of that ending, where perhaps you've been feeling like you've been hitting your head up against a brick wall and nothing is budging, nothing is happening, meaning that perhaps it's something that needs to be released, let go of. Anything else? One more time? No? Okay, fine. Let's see what the Work for Light Oracle card has for us. Aquarius. For Aquarius' highest good, please. Thank you. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plan. Says there's definitely an element of, let's put this one on top here. There's a new beginning coming your way with regards to your perception, okay? You're starting to recognize that the things that are not shifting quickly and not happening based on what you feel should happen in the mental body, there is a divine plan behind it, okay? There is, in a sense, what you're actually doing is laying the foundations and seeding the light for this abundance, which will give you a sense of security. And abundance can mean financially, can be in the physical plane. But I feel like this is abundance in terms of your rejuvenative spirit. Okay, and it comes when you recognize that the void of course moon, this situation which doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's like you try this way, it doesn't work. Try that way, it doesn't work. Try that way, it doesn't work. And you know deep down what needs to happen, but you just don't have the sense of security to make it happen. So this is where you need to call upon your own internal light. Anna, the grandmother Jesus, she is helping you to seed that light and to make it and to go with the flow of this divine planning. Okay, in a sense, all these times where you've been bashing your head up against a brick wall, and you'll know this is a general reading, so it's different for everybody. I can't be specific with general readings, but you'll know that there is a situation that's quite prominent in your life where you just don't seem to be making any headway. And because of that, it seems to have put a barrier on the goals that you wanted to achieve. It's put like a barrier up against motion forward, and in terms of how to foresee how the future is going to look for you. Well, what's really happening is that brick wall that you're bashing your head up against. It's saying that this is not the way. This is not the way. Okay, step back from the situation. Take the blinkers off and start to have a bit more of an overview of things. Okay, if something is not working after time and time and time again, it's basically saying it's not meant for you. And we're trying, Spirit is trying in every which way possible to put up those barriers for you, because your higher self, your highest knowledge of you, know that is going to just send you down repeated pattern, okay, from the past, where you basically you're applying the same methods in your life now that you've been doing over and over again, and it's always put you off kilter, put you off your path to a certain degree. And that's because it's sort of forcing the situation. So for example, that saying of when you want to manifest something and you want this It's good to have a goal, but always ask for that particular thing you want or something better, okay? Because what might be your view of what you think might be perfect for you may not be in agreement with your higher self, okay, or with spirit around you. They might be saying, well, listen, we've got something so much better for you. Just, so it's about recognizing when to stop pushing and start flowing. Excuse me, I do have a frog in my throat. Let us go to the Good Tarot. So a slightly different setup. I'm doing the Good Tarot using only the major arcanas to anchor the main energies that are happening for Aquarius for September 2020. And with the anchoring cards, we will clarify with the Fountain Tarot. We get 3 cards, please, for Aquarius, for their highest good. What do they need to know? What do they need to know for September 2020, please? Aquarius. Okay, we've got transformation. So traditionally this would be the death card, where something ends, transforms, an ending happens, and a new beginning can arise. Oh my goodness! Then we've got the sun. So this is illumination. This is abundance coming through as well, where light is being shed in all areas of your life, okay? So you're starting to really recognize you're starting to really recognize things that have not been serving you. And it's like where the moon had cast shadows before, now the light is really shining. And then if we just get one more, please, for Aquarius. I'd love to leave it at that because that's really positive, but let's see what else we have. Another one, thank you. Ooh, and the Chariot. So this talks about victory. This talks about harnessing your shadow and your light into a streamlined goal and position and forward, fast motion forward, okay? This is victorious. This is standing in your own truth. This is movement forward. And it could also be physical movement. It could also, because it can relate to journeys that are being taken. It could relate to cars, vehicles. Traveling in, but we've got definitely an ending coming over here, or transformation. Light is being shed on an area that was previously not seen clearly. Illumination, abundance where there has been lack. That's why transformation is bringing transformation on a very grand scale here, and you're able to thrust forward with that motion. Let us see where the transformation is happening. Again, this is a general reading, so I cannot be too specific. Okay. Okay, so I'm just guided to do another one. I've only been doing 3 for the other readings, but I feel like I need to do another card. Oh, we've got 2, so we'll take them as a coupling with a Star and Justice. Okay, so we'll take them as a pair, being that there has been some major healing, some major hope and rejuvenation for the future with regards to justice coming into balance. This obviously could be a legal situation, but things are coming into balance, and this is what the hope and the healing has been about, and this is what you're focusing on, and that is what is bringing you abundance, okay? And the Chariot forward, that driving forward, is as a result of these 2. So we're just going to put them like that, so we get a sense of that. Right. Transformation. Why is transformation here, please, for Aquarius? September 2020. Okay, the Knight of Wands, the Devil, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Right, okay. So the change that is happening for you, Aquarius, is that energetic pull from your sense of attachments, and attachments in the sense of things that have been holding you down, negative belief systems, compulsive behaviors, overthinking, overanalyzing, feeling maybe a little bit greedy, wanting to manage your powers, but actually being a prisoner of all those things. Okay, it's specifically, I see this here happening with regards to attachment. So where you've wanted to rush forward, because knights are action cards, okay, rushing forwards, and this could also be a person in your life, and that's why there's a big change there. But the main message I am guessing with this is a change is coming in whereby you have felt there's been this expectations with a partnership. Expectations from others on what you need to do and how you need to live your life and be. There have been so many expectations, and that the attachment happens when you are attached to how you think other people view you, and also your attachment to your expectations on how other people respond to you. So this is basically, this has been holding you down, okay? Also holding you down with regards to speaking your truth and seeing eye to eye with someone that you're very connected to, that you care strongly for, okay? But really what's happening here, there's going to be a major shift for you, and it's going to happen quickly, where you're going to have a conversation, a real open heart to heart with somebody that you care about, in terms of how you have felt bound and chained by expectations. Now, whether they're expectations that you impose on yourself, or whether they are expectations that others impose on you, it is ultimately your vision or your view of where you feel you should be a certain way, or be reacting or responding in a certain way. And this coming forward with fast motion over here has enabled to really explain and understand and speak about this sort of behavior pattern, okay, with some that you feel very connected to, and you're able to open up, and perhaps, and it's a two-way street. Not it could be a little bit more one way, less in the other way, but ultimately it takes two to tango. So this is not just you in a situation, it's you, how you view yourself, and others how they view you, and how you project others view you, because it might not be the same thing, right? But as a result of that, you're moving into calmer waters, the Six of Swords. You're taking the lessons learned. These are all the swords that are thrusting them forward in these nice calmer waters, to where things are a bit clearer, whiter, more peaceful. Okay, so that's where the major change is starting in September for you, and it really comes up to the surface. That's why it's such a major transformation. For others of you, not as many, because the other message seems to be much stronger, but for others of you, there's someone who's coming forward and opening up to you with regards to how they've been feeling. Perhaps they've got an addiction problem. Perhaps they have mismanaged money, and their concept of money, I don't know why money's coming through, but their concept of money is unhealthy, gambling even, and they're rushing forward to open up about this situation so that you too can travel safely beyond, okay? And that's where that major shift is coming in. So it feels like there is an element of, let's say, disclosure. And those bowls of water up in the air, I mean, they even almost look like spaceships, don't they? I said disclosure, so that prompted me to think of that. But there is an opening up. And moving and becoming on the same page, really, both sides. So this feels quite, it starts off quite This would be someone significant in your life. If it's not a romantic partner, maybe it's a best friend, maybe it's a family member, but anyone who's very close in your life where there has been an imbalance of restrictions and feeling bound and chained, where the communication has been not quite in sync because of this this illusion of expectation. Expectation should not exist ever, except to love yourself, okay, and to do what's right for yourself. Expectation on others tends to be rather unhealthy, because then it means that we have a hold on someone. Or they have a hold on us, or we feel they have a hold on us, or we put a certain expectation on somebody. Now, obviously, in a sort of a family environment, and you have a mother and a father, the mother may have certain expectations of the father in terms of parental situations. Or I'm not necessarily talking about it's that love is that free will, give and take flow, and it should be done unconditionally. And that's where you're going into the calmer waters. You're sort of coming clean with those conditions that you've been feeling in order for it to move into a more sort of unconditional flow. Let's clarify the sun. I'm so sorry about this frog in my throat. Why is the sun here, please? Way too many, but we'll take that card. These are new cards, so they're quite slippery still. We have King of Wands. Ooh, hello, okay. Another fire energy there. It could obviously be a fire sign, but I generally don't like to read the zodiacs because that tends to throw people off, and myself. King of Wands and Nine of Wands here by the Sun. So immediately we've got the sense of, now this, I feel like this is more that someone around you, not necessarily you. This kind of energy would be the type of person, male or female, doesn't matter, is a type of person who's very enthusiastic, very charismatic, very energetic, a go-getter, okay? But he's the King of Wands. He's not the Knight of Wands, he's a King of Wands. So he knows what he's doing. He's very charming as well. If this is a relationship and this one's coming through for you, this is like, ooh, this guy is sexy, you know. But we've got the Nine of Wands over here. So basically, if there's someone around you that has that sort of entrepreneurial spirit, that real make things happen kind of vivacious, energetic character, they have been where they've been working really, really hard and had a lot of burdens that they've had to hold on to. That is about to be lifted, okay? That's about to be swiftly changed, because the Knight of Wands talks about endings, that finally they've been working really, really hard and they're reaching a point, they're reaching a finality. After the Nine of Wands, it's the Ten of Wands, that final burden, that final little stretch, but they know they can see their way through it. And then that's when the illumination and the abundance comes in and victory comes in. Okay, so that would be for some of you, whereby this is someone around you where you have felt their energy, and it's like this kind of character as well. If they get, if they're not making much progress, because they really are quite fast, they like to make things happen really quickly. They like to, they love to be busy, make things happen. They're that leader spirit, not really interested in the finer details or the nitty gritty. They just like to make the big decisions and make stuff happen, right? This is someone around you. They when things aren't really going according to plan or according to their sort of fiery flow, they can be quite frustrated and quite snappy and impatient. It's because their energy hasn't been channeled or served in a particular way, or every time they're trying it, they're coming up against a brick wall, like I was saying before. And And that's maybe where the illumination is coming in. So not only are they reaching a final point of the lesson there, you know, with it being a 9, and the cycles are all to do with growth, soul expansion, understanding, realization, and lessons being learnt. They're coming into that awareness and that enlightenment of that situation, okay? That maybe it's you know, maybe you just got to be a bit more fluid and a bit more open to what can happen, what you can receive, rather than going out and pushing for it too much, going out and pushing for it. And in that respect, this could also respond to you, the viewer watching this, because it could be that that sort of energy that you've been wanting to do is just like, you can't make it happen. You can't make, you try and try and try and try and try, and you can't make it happen. You can't make it happen. Brick wall, brick wall, brick wall. But because it's a 9, you're reaching the end. You're reaching the finality of that, okay? So things are going to be, the light is going to be shed. Things are going to start working out. There's going to be forward motion, but only as a result of finishing this cycle, this lesson, the great lesson learned. I feel it's definitely to do with work, definitely a working situation where you are, you've been coming up against brick walls a lot. Now, nothing will come of the situation. Basically is to do with knowing how to learn the lessons without beating yourself up about what the goal is. So you're living too much in the future over here, and the sun comes in to shine the light on that. Now, for others of you, if you have been working quite hard on a project, you might still feel like you are stuck and you're getting nowhere fast. But again, it's coming for you, it's arriving. Now, it either arrives in a situation whereby you reach that completion of that spiritual understanding, because fire wands, which is that fire element, is all about the spirit, all about that motivation, that solar plexus energy thrusting forward. See all the yellows over there, you know, it's really kind of make it happen, make it happen. But there is going to be a positive result, but it might just not be in the way that you think. So even if you're sort of working towards a goal, you would expect to finish the goal and have that end product or end result. But it may be that the end result is, it wasn't meant to be. And that's where the light is being shed on that. And ultimately, that is going to give you more abundance and security, because perhaps with banging your head against a brick wall, this didn't stand the test of time, okay? This didn't have longevity to it. That's why there is a divine plan to it, okay? This is how you've been feeling. And if it's not you directly, it's someone who's very close to you. You've been around this energy, okay? It's just not been working out, because there is a divine plan in process, at play. And so even though, and that's where the sun shines the light on that. Let's move on to the Chariot. So where does a victory come in, please? Thank you. King of Cups. Thank you. And then Knight of Swords. Right. Excuse me, Knight of Wands. See, wand. We got the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the King of Wands over here. So that's where that change has all been happening as well. So it's definitely you within yourself, or you dealing with a very close partnership. Let's say partnership, because it could be a business partnership as well. With the Chariot and this victory, what's really driving forward here is there's going to be some action, lots of action coming forward to do with communications, to do with backwards and forwards, maybe a bit of sort of chaotic energy, emails, correspondences. This could also involve the law. And I have to say that because with the Knight of Swords tends to be lots of backwards and forwards, paperwork, forms, that sort of stuff, together with justice, would indicate that there is a finality being agreed upon, okay? But for others, what I'm really seeing here is this spirit, this King of Wands spirit, who's that really go-getter energy. So let's think about the energy of it. So either it's someone close to you, or it's your energy where it feels like you've been working and getting nowhere fast, basically. The Chariot comes in when the King of Wands settles into the King of Cups energy, and that King of Cups is that real kind of, I get it. I've developed the emotional stability and solidity of understanding the situation, understanding how nothing could have come from that situation, understanding how there is a divine plan at play, understanding how abundance is within. The King of Cups is that still waters run deep. They are emotionally intelligent. They are quite sensitive, but they don't they're not a wimp, they don't cry, if the toilet paper runs out. I don't know why I say that. They're just solid, but they are very nurturing, very kind, very generous, very thoughtful. This would be an older, more mature aspect. So it feels very much like it's working from that entrepreneurial fire energy into that more stable, solid space where, because it's cups, because it's water, there's more of a flow. So there's more sort of give and take, more kind of equilibrium. So whereby the fire was like, rah, let's fire this up, baby. This is more like, okay, we're going to put that fire out, but not that we're burning out our sense of spirit. More that we're going to be responsive to our environment and how it flows in around us. Okay, so I feel very much like it's a switch from this energy into that energy, and that flow being at play with the movement and the transitions around you enable you to really thrust forward. So whereby you are pushing forward with the Nine of Wands, the Chariot only really comes in when you start to kind of master the flow of the energies around you, master the flow of what's coming in around you, and work with what's around you rather than forcing things. Okay, with the result of that, things start happening. Things really take action. You've got the Knight of Swords, you've got lots of action to do with making stuff happen on the intellectual basis. Okay. I'm so sorry with this frog in my throat. It's so gross just to keep doing that. But when you start moving with the flow a bit more with that Chariot energy, things start happening very fast. That's when the abundance comes in. That's when the sense of security comes in, because you are able to now just adjust yourself accordingly rather than trying to force that Mars energy, The Star and Justice as a collective. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh, let's take that one. Let's start again. Thank you. Got the Eight of Wands. Again, fast action forward. What else do we have? Anything else for us? For Aquarius, September 2020, please. Ace of Coins. Yes! You see, that's when the abundance comes in. That's when the solid offer moving forward comes in. Okay. As soon as, if we just call it you, obviously this can be people around you, but I'm feeling more strongly this is your energy. Once you shift from that real fire Mars energy into that, okay, I'm just going to work with the currents around me, okay? Once you start shifting into that, you suddenly get thrusted way forward. We've got Eight of Wands and Ace of Coins. Now I have to say it could actually be some physical travel. Okay, I'm not talking metaphorical travel. This is metaphorical travel in terms of moving on to calmer waters within your mindset. But because we've got a vehicle here and we've got potential air travel here, this could be actual physical journey that you're taking, but it's happening fast. So this could be an aeroplane even. it's happening really, really, really fast, okay? And justice has allowed it to come in. So that's where the balance is coming in. It's what you wish for. It's the hope, it's the faith that you've been holding on to, okay? And what it's for is it allows this brand new beginning with this Ace of Swords, which is a solid new start that has longevity to it. The Ace of Coins has that potential to become the Ten of Pentacles or the Ten of Coins, which is that long-term security and abundance that you've been looking for, that you've been focusing on. And that's only going to happen. That sense of balance is only going to happen when you start working with the energies around you like the King of Cups does. When you start working with what is around you rather than trying to force ways that you've done things in the past. Because with the Nine of Wands being that at the end of the cycle, this obviously suggests that it's something that's been that has a past to it, has a history to it, has a pattern of belief systems attached to it, it's got a history, this Nine of Wands, because it's been through that cycle and it's arrived at the 9, okay? This is new. This is new. So when you start working with the energies around you, going with the flow, being more accepting and loving, that's when stuff starts to happen, and it starts to happen fast. Really, really fast. Okay, Chariot is a very fast moving card. Knight of Swords, very fast moving. 8 of Wands, you don't get faster than that. And that is to create this Ace of Coins for you. So ultimately, for you, Aquarius, there's going to be a major shift, okay? There's really going to be the identification of attachment that have held you back. And particularly I'm feeling with regards to a sense of expectation you have on others, others have on you, or you think others have on you, okay? And that making it happen, trying to make it happen is not going to happen because it's not part of the divine plan. The shift comes when you have that opening up with the person that's most significant in your life, whether that's a business partner, a family, a friend, or a romantic partner, or even your child, your children. When that opening comes in, the illumination comes in with regards to where you've been trying to force situations that are just not in alignment with your divine plan. And when you know that nothing can come of that situation with regards to that forceful nature, you switch it up and start moving with the energy around you. Start working with what you have, because when you work with what's actually readily available around you, that's when the abundance and sense of security shoots in. Because when you work with the energy that's around you presently, you can see it and you can be in tune with it, and it's more real rather than trying to think forward and trying to project forward. When you have that sense of security, you can never go wrong because you're always working with that moment. You're always working with that present time. Okay, sense of security, we always think, oh yeah, it's about security for the future, for the future, for the future, for the future. But actually, when you always align yourself and make it your practice to work with what you have and use that to the best of your advantage, you will always have that security and abundance, because you're going to be alive in that moment to know how to play with it, okay, without having to force a future possibility to it. And that's going to bring a brand new beginning for you, which has the potential to go the distance. So that's really a lovely shift and change that is coming your way, Aquarius. I do hope this resonated. If it did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I wish you a wonderful September, and I'll see you next time. Much love and light. Take care.